Did you know that improperly withdrawing from certain inherited IRAs could cost you a penalty of up to 25% of the amount that should have been withdrawn? Well, the Secure Act, which was passed in 2019, and Secure Act 2.0, which was passed in 2022, brought about many changes to the retirement landscape that could leave some of you feeling overwhelmed or even confused. Hey everyone, Gabe Galante here, fiduciary financial advisor, owner and CEO at Rockline Wealth Management. Over the last 12 years, I've had the pleasure of personally working with hundreds of clients on their retirement plans, and today I'm going to go over some of the ins and outs of inherited IRAs, as well as 4 things to keep top of mind for those of you who currently have an inherited IRA or those of you who might inherit one in the future. Over the last few years, legislative changes and regulatory updates have changed how beneficiaries handle these inherited IRAs. One of the areas we see becoming most particularly confusing is around the RMD, or Required Minimum Distribution. The IRS has finally just provided final guidance, which is set to take place for 2025. Although many question the interpretation of the final ruling, a whole new set of challenges has now been unlocked. I do have to say in fairness, with challenges, I feel come opportunities. The first scenario that I'd like to speak about is one mainly for IRA owners, but also for those of you who are going to potentially be beneficiaries of an inherited IRA moving forward. To me, this rule encompasses the fact that we as humans are changing over time. We're living longer in general, which, depending on who you speak to, may or may not be a good thing. I personally think this is great. With that, we may find ourselves working longer over time. This may be due to personal reasons, or maybe we need the extra income. Whatever the case may be, one of the new rules is pushing the RMD, or Required Minimum Distribution, back to age 73. In addition, that number is going to get pushed further back on the scale, back to age 75 over the course of time. The reason that I personally like this change is that it allows for greater potential to experience more tax-deferred growth over time. Quick reminder, if you do have to access monies from your IRA, you can take them at age 59 and a half. However, you do not have to until the age of 73 as of now. The next situation is one that I think that you need to be aware of, as long-term planning can have a major impact here, and I feel that this change is kind of a big one. Looking back, before the Secure Act took effect, if you inherited an IRA, you were able to stretch the distributions for the required minimum distribution over the course of your lifetime. This would provide greater potential for the ability to plan, potential to have additional flexibility, and maybe even pass these assets on to the third generation over time. Well, I must tell you, with the new rules, any non-spouse who inherited an IRA on or after January 1st of 2020 must withdraw the full account over the course of 10 years. That's right, my friends, you heard me. You must withdraw the entire account over the course of 10 years, resulting in an empty IRA. I do, however, have some positive news for you. You're not mandated to spend that money down if you don't want to. You can actually reinvest those proceeds in a non-retirement account over time. This third item is someone that at any stage of planning should be aware of, because it could potentially change your thought process in coming up with your plan. For those of you who are not familiar with the term Roth IRA or what it is, a Roth IRA is a retirement vehicle in which you make contributions with after-tax dollars, your earnings grow tax-free, and any withdrawals in retirement come out tax-free as well. As we always say, everybody's situation is different, but having the knowledge to make an informed decision can be very powerful for you. Side note here, although Roth IRAs, similar to traditional IRAs, do follow the 10-year rule for those that inherit them, there is no tax upon withdrawal of the money. And although Roth IRAs experience different tax treatment when compared to traditional IRAs, they both follow the 10-year rule with regards to required minimum distributions for those that inherit. And that brings me to my third point. Although the Roth IRA still follows that 10-year rule, it's very important to keep in mind that those withdrawals are completely tax-free. This last piece of knowledge is for those of you who have inherited an IRA over the last couple of years, and it might be a happy one. As I stated at the beginning of this video, withdrawing improperly from an inherited IRA could result in a 25% penalty on the monies that were supposed to be taken out. Fun fact, prior to Secure Act 2.0, that penalty was actually double, which equated to 50% of the amount that was supposed to be withdrawn. Additionally, that penalty will actually drop to 10% if you withdraw the required minimum distribution in the year following the year you were supposed to take it out. The icing on the cake here, folks, the IRS is going to waive all penalties on missed RMDs that were supposed to be taken in the years between 2020 and 2023. Depending on the situation, inheriting money can become quite complex, which is why we always recommend that you speak with your trusted advisors, including your accountant and your attorney, as well as your financial advisor. We like to think about planning for required minimum distributions as a dynamic process. So to learn about some more strategies that you might be able to implement when planning for your RMDs, check out our video here. Thank you very much and have a great day.